There's been rumblings going around of people stating that Twitch is potentially going to be going under in the next few years. I found some tweets talking about this, so let's delve into this scenario. So the first tweet is from Devin Nash. If you guys don't know Devin Nash, he is a very, very well-known kind of like creator educator, kind of the same thing that I do, but just like he's better. He currently has his own company called Novo.tv, and Devin Nash actually used to be the CEO of CLG as well. CLG is an esports org, if you guys don't know. So he is a very, very experienced industry professional in the Twitch and streaming space. So Devin writes, Twitch is an advertising nightmare situation. Advertisers are leaving the website and not returning. Twitch has controversy after controversy and can't get its enforcement straight. Don't know if the website will survive long term without serious changes. The solution to this is simple, brutal, and efficient. Ban all extremist, controversial political content or none of it. But simple is not often easy. Personally, I think Twitch is already starting this scenario, right? And leading into this, we've already seen with at least VTubers specifically how Twitch rolled out a rule stating they're going to ban all Lolly and Shota creators who do anything NSFW related. I would state that falls into the banning all extremist, controversial, and political content, right? That would fall under the controversial topic. Regardless of what you think about Lolly and Shota creators, you can acknowledge that from a brand perspective, a lot of brands will not want their content or their ads to be shown alongside Lolly and Shota VTubers who do NSFW content specifically. So Devin continues, to understand it and what's going on, we need to go back in time a bit. YouTube's own adpocalypse began in March 2017. Major advertisers discovered their ads were appearing alongside controversial or extremist content. Sound familiar? A ton of key advertisers pull ads from the platform, including AT&T, Pepsi, and others. The next 2 years were savage for YouTube. The website had to build an algorithm that could identify brand-friendly content against controversial content at scale. It wasn't always right at first. Dozens of creators were banned, sometimes for no reason. That still happens sometimes today. Building the system cost millions, thousands of hours, and countless controversies and risks. But today, YouTube is the most sophisticated ad network in the world. It keeps viewers happy by not serving them too many ads, mostly, and keeps advertisers happy by serving their ads on relevant brand-friendly content. During the same period, Twitch was instead investing in their live CDN content delivery network and in broadcasting rights, content, and streamers. They paid $90 million to broadcast the Overwatch League. They signed multi-year partnerships with Riot Games to broadcast League of Legends. They paid streamers like Ninja and Shroud also on contracts worth millions of dollars. None of this amounted to much. It's safe to say that most of this money was wasted. I'm not an industry professional, right? I do streamer creator education. Can basically acknowledge that a lot of the money to purchase rights and to purchase streamers have not necessarily led to results on Twitch that Twitch as a platform may have expected. And I think the same thing can be said for other platforms as well, right? With like Facebook Live and with Mixer, etc. These other streaming platforms have employed similar strategies with purchasing streamers. And what has that led to? Devin continues, meanwhile, their ad system, the primary way for Twitch to make money, languished. If you want to buy ads on Twitch, you need to pay a high minimum, think 100K plus, and talk to somebody physically there. The ads have limited/no targeting. Ads get served everywhere across the website and often to irrelevant or controversial streamers. Because ads are served everywhere, Twitch is only as good as its worst streamer. I also have to add that for a company perspective, to purchase ads, having no targeting for your ads is an absolute nightmare as well from a company perspective, right? Companies want to have their ads hit that will have demographics that they are trying to target, right? Creators that would be good to represent their brand, demographics that they are aiming for. So for instance, if a brand was aiming to target a demographic of male gamers between the ages of 18 to 25, to have no possible way to target your ads to creators that have an audience of that demographic is going to cause companies, just because you're going to be paying for ads to hit to cast a wide net, you're only aiming for a certain type of fish, right? It's not going to hit for people that don't fit your demographic. Conversion rate is going to be really low. It's not going to be good. Devin continues, maybe Twitch figured that these problems would work themselves out if the content was good, but they didn't, and the content is now on the decline. Extremists on all sides run huge communities on the platform. Major and notable advertisers, ADL, Big Six agencies are telling Twitch the current state of advertising isn't okay. Because Twitch didn't invest in ad targeting and good systems when they should have, they're now on the back foot compared to every other platform. Their ad inventory is getting cheaper because the quality of their website is declining, forcing them to run more cheap ads to appease Amazon. The increased ad inventory means viewers are sometimes getting served 8 ads at once when joining a stream, causing viewers to leave the platform. And so here we are. And yeah, have you guys noticed that? Like, some of my viewers tell me, and same with me too, when I go to people's streams, right? I'll get smacked with like a minute of ads, or like I'll get like 6 12-second ads back to back, or like 10-second ads. It's crazy. Devin continues, and so here we are. Twitch has always operated from fear. They were afraid other websites would cannibalize their audience, so they bought streamers. They thought YouTube would take their viewers, so they bought broadcasting rights to LCS and Overwatch League. They thought big music would come for them, so they spent millions building libraries and licensing rights. Meanwhile, YouTube built systems to address these problems long term, and instead was willing to fail for years knowing a better future was possible. I also will state too, I don't know if Twitch can do that. The idea that you're going to fail for years means you're going to be pissing money for a couple couple years. And Twitch is already in the negative by far. And it depends, I guess, on how much money Amazon wants to pump into Twitch as a platform, right? Because YouTube, yeah. So Devin continues, Twitch is now an inevitable situation. They've allowed high brand risk streamers to be a significant percentage of their audience. The team responsible for enforcement, trust, and safety can't determine who should and shouldn't be on the platform. They can't do this because they're human and have inconsistent, or by some opinions malicious, policy coming from the top. They insert their opinions and pick favorites because that's what humans do. Twitch communities are outraged justifiably that certain streamers get chosen to stay on Twitch and others are permanently banned. Twitch is shoehorned into this position of picking favorites. It can never work. The website quality will continue to go down and advertisers will continue to leave. And I think what Dev is saying, like one of the things that Devin is saying, this is alluding to the whole I've seen VTuber scenario, right? With all of these VTubers getting bans and VTubers have been getting banned for showing hips, showing cleavage, and people would do a side by side being like, how come this VTuber got banned, but now we have this streamer who is oiling up their chest on the front page of Twitch and they're allowed. This is again not my opinion. This is what people on the internet have been saying. There recently was a scenario where Nanners was banned for playing a game where you could smack a 3D butt. It's like a cartoon butt and you could like slap it over and over again. Nanners was banned for playing that game. But then people have been making tweets being like, why is this streamer oiling up their chest still allowed? But Nanners was banned for playing a virtual game. We all know that Twitch's enforcement is not fair, causes distrust between the creators and the platform when this level of unfair selection of who is getting banned and who isn't is constantly happening over and over again. The choice ahead for Dan Clancy is clear to me. You must either ban all controversial and extremist content or none of it. And because a competitor already exists where all content is allowed and owns 10% of Twitch's audience, the choice is pretty clear. Politics of all sides, hateful content, and so on. Some people may argue this line is unclear. That was true in 2015 when we were figuring out advertising. But today it's very clear and these categories are well understood. You can see each level of what's controversial and not on YouTube's pages or when you upload a YouTube video. I do have to say too, I think the solution for Twitch, and this is what Devin said as well, I think the solution is to ban all controversial and extremist content. Before you come for me, I am not saying this from a personal perspective. That is not my personal feelings. I am looking at this from a brand perspective, right? And Devin said this too. You already have a platform which allows any type of content, any controversial, extremist content, whatever is allowed. In order to succeed in a competitive market like this, right, where there's all of these live streaming platforms competing for attention, you need to be different. So if there's already a platform that allows all sorts of controversial and extremist content, then you be the platform that doesn't allow any of that. And then you can have the advertisers that want safe branding, and Kick can have all the advertisers that don't care, like Stake. Kick is owned by Stake, a gambling company. From a branding perspective, that makes the most sense. If you think about it, it's like the same thing as Target and Walmart. They basically are the same thing in terms of stores. They're both, if you guys don't live in the US, Target and Walmart are both like convenience stores where you can purchase things like home goods. There's also groceries as well, games, technology, all featured there, right? They're branded differently. Walmart is cheaper and it's branded towards the masses. Target, to differentiate themselves, elevated their branding. They're bougier. The items are more expensive, even if they're similar. And I love Walmart. Shit's cheap as hell over there. I love it. But Target is like the bougier, prettier version of Walmart. And that's how they differentiate. And then we also have Dollar Tree, right? Which is one step even below Walmart, even cheaper than Walmart. Products don't last very long because they tend to be pretty cheap. But man, it's like a freaking dollar. You do need brand separation when it comes to competing in the same market. And because there's already a platform that allows all sorts of controversial and extremist content, the way for Twitch to go, in my opinion, from a brand perspective to succeed, so you just ban everything. Do I again think it's fair for the creators who are already on the platform, who have established an audience here that don't fit into potentially the new changes Twitch is looking to make? It's not fair. But I'm just speaking from a brand perspective. If Twitch wants to survive as a brand, there's already a platform that has been created that is the other way. So Devin continues, you could try enforcing this content into categories and then demonetizing that content, but it's too far gone and the Twitch Kingmaker system still throws that content to the top of discovery. You can't fool advertisers, but this is a stopgap that might at least help temporarily. The worst place to sit though is the middle, and that's the problem here, the waffling. By being half in on every decision, Twitch has managed to anchor everyone, advertisers, viewers, and streamers. I don't care if it's a supervillain level take, but Twitch was much better as a gaming focused website. It could have been the live stream platform for everything, but again, the systems weren't built and that ship has sailed to YouTube and TikTok. By removing all controversial content and bringing it back to gaming, music, crafts, etc., you pull back in advertisers and your core audience. Your CPMs go back up and you can serve less ads for more money. You appease Amazon and also completely end the debacle that is selective enforcement of policies. I don't know if Twitch is willing to make the tough decisions. Along with the above, you probably need to massively cut staff. 500 last year was a start, but it's still bloated. Then you need to rebuild the trust and safety team, apply policy evenly to every broadcaster, and start work on true filtering. But it starts with banning all extremist and political content. Twitch has proven it's incapable of handling the responsibility of moderating their website. The line has to be drawn here. When you make extreme mistakes, you have to enact extreme solutions. I used to love people having good vibes and sharing epic moments together in gaming. I used to love the community. Fixing this will require ruthless executive oversight, but without it, we'll continue to see the slow and sad decline of the platform so many people fell in love with in the past. And Zach Bussey adds, and we already know with Zach too, Zach is already also a notable figure in the streamer, creator, educator space as well, but he does like news reporting on like Twitch updates. I agree with a reasonable portion of this, and you would know the ad business better than I do. Twitch has never really been a brand safe platform for advertisers, and even as they've attempted to remedy that, they undo their progress and self-sabotage with things like implementing the artistic nudity changes in December 2023. Oh boy, do you guys remember that, by the way? Twitch implemented a change where they allowed artistic nudity, and for one day, a whole bunch of VTubers were streaming naked on the platform. It was insane. This undid so much work they had done that year in reestablishing trust with advertisers, setting them back significantly. But that said, it is worth noting that it's not the primary way they generate revenue. I think they want it to be the primary way they earn money, and that may be what you mean here, in which case feel free to ignore the rest. 66% of their income came from commerce, subs and bits, while 33% came from ad revenue, with a source linked to the Wall Street Journal. Zach writes, even when you factor in that Twitch only gets 30 to 50% of that commerce revenue and 45 to 70% of ads revenue, they still earn way more in subs, bits, cuts than ads. In any case, Clancy seems more interested in joining OTK figuratively, traveling, and getting people to use guest star rather than addressing platform issues. So I share some of your concerns about decision making and continue to recommend that creators diversify where they create content and how they earn money. I do want to add too, right? Like Dan Clancy is the CEO of Twitch, but he's been doing a lot of like grassroots engagement with the community, kind of acting more like a face of the company rather than the actual acting CEO. On one hand, I absolutely love that, right? I love how as creators, we get such a direct contact with a CEO and that you don't get this with other brands, other platforms, etc. On the other hand, I would question how much decision making is happening with how frequently Dan is appearing on people's streams and stuff like that. I will add to, right? At the end of the day, this final line from Zach is what I really want to emphasize to you guys as creators. For the love of God, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Especially don't put all your eggs in the Twitch basket because it might go under, and the TikTok basket because it's banned and it's set to actually be banned in January 2025. Whether that actually is implemented, we shall still see, but that's apparently when it's going to happen, something, somewhere, whatever. As creators, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you put all of your eggs in one basket and that platform goes under, you're absolutely fucked. Straight up. No better word to explain it. And I really, really, really would hate to see that happen with you guys. There has been discourse about the decline of Twitch for a very long time now. And I don't want this to be a scenario where down the line, if Twitch does eventually go under, because currently we all know that Twitch is not profitable. And the whole thing about platforms to survive is they need to be profitable, or at least have some potential of being profitable in the future, which Twitch, if that Wall Street Journal is true, has not been profitable since like 2014, apparently. Again, I don't have the subscription. I don't know, right? So don't put all your eggs in the Twitch basket. We have Wolf Wist who writes, are they at risk of shutting down in the next few years? And Devin says, not looking good. And we have this tweet that is made by Dylan Liu as well. And Dylan is the founder of UConnect and Creator U, which he does very like collegiate centric work. And I've worked with Creator U at TwitchCon as well. So Dylan is also very connected in the Twitch industry space. So Dylan writes, this has been an open secret among former and current Twitch employees and people in certain circles of the gaming industry for years. We used to do a ton with Twitch in the student space, and I've heard these concerns even back in like 2018, I think. You may have seen me rant about this in people's Twitch chats, but it's because it's true. I love Twitch and I want to see it succeed, but yeah, its continued existence has been teetering for years now internally. Twitch's ad tech is 10 years behind Meta and Google. Like Devin said, no targeting or conversion. When I run an ad on Facebook ads, I pay per click and I can target based on demographic and interest. Twitch advertises like old school television ads. That's a big thing too. Almost all advertising platforms have that now. Even if you were to do like TikTok, or even I have an Etsy shop and I've run ads there too. You can do targeting ads where you can select what demographic you want to hit, what gender you're aiming to hit, what country you're aiming to hit. And Twitch can't do that, allegedly, according to Devin. Twitch's one internal success was actually decent metrics for user acquisition of Prime subscriptions, but don't think they've doubled down on that. One thing Devin didn't mention is the cost to Twitch and Amazon to host small creators. It literally costs thousands of dollars every time a zero viewer streamer decides to stream, and this is only offset by the big creators. I know people will hate this, but but Twitch needs to set social media minimums to be allowed to stream on Twitch. Discoverability has been an internal issue for a while now because you can't grow on Twitch. You grow your other platforms and retain and engage your existing audience on Twitch. For this, I think this one is a really tricky situation. We all know it's true. We all know that streamers who don't have very many viewers or none at all costs Amazon a fuck ton of money to host the stream in the first place. Implementing a system where you need a minimum following requirement to be able to stream on Twitch, it would be good for Twitch's money issues, right? It would help them stop bleeding out as much money, and it would absolutely break the internet. It would destroy the trust of creators and things like that. And I think there's no way to properly implement this as well, right? I mean, I guess because in order to view on Twitch, a lot of people have accounts as well. And with your account to watch your favorite streamers, you can directly stream using that same account too. So maybe a system will have to be implemented where you have like a viewer account and then you can apply to be a creator on the platform, and there's a separation there potentially. But yeah, implementing a system like that would save Twitch a fuck ton of money, and it would cause insane distress amongst the community. Dylan continues, and yes, politics aside, without condoning or condemning, Elon Musk showed the entire tech world a platform can be run with a much smaller team and with a much less burn rate. So many companies had mass layoffs when they realized this and when budgets tightened up. Tech has been bloated for ages and there needs to be more mass layoffs. But this also means building a tech company is more possible for these employees to build their own thing. This is like true too for the tech world as well. The tech world has been bloated because so many companies were over hiring for a myriad of reasons. One of the reasons being that like they saw talent, they wanted to acquire said talent to prevent other companies from acquiring said talent. And then now they end up with a bunch of people with like no roles to really fill because they overhired, which is why there's so many layoffs happening right now. Twitch tolerating embedding fake viewership for way too long because their main KPI was viewership. But once finances became important, then they started addressing it because it competed with their front page product. I'm not gonna elaborate further, but I know you know where this subject leads. And it didn't help that Twitch basically got raided by grifters back in 2022. They brought in a few new executives from YouTube and Meta whose game is basically to go from company to company, firing the current leadership and bringing in their friends to promote each other. So many OGs who actually cared about Twitch were kicked out or made so miserable they quit. Brain drained current staff, then froze their budget so they couldn't do anything, and then wasted huge amounts of company money on expensing certain things I won't specify. They were removed eventually, but the entire year or so they were there was a complete waste basically. Number 6 is actually kind of crazy though. Man, I would love to hear more about that. So far, the TLDR from tweets and posts that these industry veterans have made about Twitch, it's not looking too great for Twitch, to be honest. And it seems like Twitch is really in like a pickle right now. And I mean, honestly, we've seen this for a very long time. We've seen that Twitch has been in a space where it's been very, who knows, right? With everything going on. And I'm just saying right now, I don't have very much faith in the platform being around for a very long time. I hope it will. But in brighter news, I kind of wanted to start a thing as well where I would kind of like highlight cool things that would help you as a creator. So we have this Twitter user called Redo. Their handle is R3, the number 3, DO_, where they write free to use asset release Partner Plus widget. Pushing for Partner Plus on Twitch as a streamer or VTuber, this sub-goal widget will show your viewers your current progress and incentivize them to help out. I think this is really cute. The graphics look absolutely adorable. I hate how ugly the Twitch one looks, so this one looks really pretty. And they also have a coffee link as well. So I think this is a really, really amazing idea. Anyways, go check that out, and I will have the tweets of these creators linked down below as well if you would like to read that. So if you like this video, I appreciate it if you'd like to subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch if Twitch is still around. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos.